Ladies and gentlemen, the Mindanao Development Forum 2025 will commence shortly. We would like to invite our guests and participants to take their seats and find a comfortable place to stay during the entire duration of the program. Thank you. At this point, may we request everyone to please set your mobile phones on silent mode as we are about to begin our forum. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, may we all please rise for the event's doxology to be rendered by the RMC Chorale. May we request everyone to please remain standing after the doxology for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem. Before we officially begin today's program, may we respectfully invite everyone to please join us in observing a moment of silence as we offer our prayers for the victims of the recent earthquake in Cebu. May we request everyone please to take their seats. Welcome to Mindanao. The MDF 2025 celebrates the spirit of this island through movement and rhythm. In line with this year's theme, Strengthening Partnerships in Building a Better Mindanao, the Sahaya Dance Collective of the University of Southeastern Philippines will showcase our rich cultural heritage and the unity that drives our journey forward.
Susulan lupa so ulan sintau so marurog iban mag isot hasusulan lupa so. Sandaling bangkatihon padala kinikirihon maputi dali sulasihon ang pamanis-manis way naliyohon daling pamanis-manis way naliyohon oy oy sa may dalan ang pamanis-manis way naliyohon ya ola putsang mairon ya ola putsang mairon lago yung
thank you to the Sahaya Dance Collective for that inspiring performance that reminds us of the vibrant culture and shared identity that unite all Mindanaoans. Let's give them a round of applause, please. To guide us through today's program with warmth and energy, we now welcome our host for the MDF 2025, Ms. Iris May Ferraris, Development Management Officer of the Minda's Public Relations Division.
Good morning, everyone. What an inspiring way to open the MDF 2025. This is a celebration not only of our shared culture, but also our shared commitment to building a better future for Mindanao. Before we begin, let us take a moment to recognize the distinguished groups and individuals who have joined us today. We start by acknowledging our government partners from both local and national agencies, government units. Your presence reflects a strong collaboration that drives Mindanao's progress. Let's give them a round of applause, please. We also warmly welcome our partners from the official donor agencies whose support continues to strengthen our peace and development initiatives. To our friends from the private sector, your investments and innovations are vital in building sustainable growth across Mindanao. We also recognize our partners from civil society organizations, the academe, and local communities whose voices ensure that development remains inclusive and grounded in the needs of the people. A warm round of applause for them, please. And now, we turn our participants from across Mindanao and the other parts of the country. May we request the delegates from Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula, to please stand and be acknowledged. How about our participants from Region 10, Northern Mindanao? From Region 11, Davao Region. Please stand to be acknowledged. From Region 12, Sergeant. Please stand to be acknowledged. From Region 13, Caraga Region. And from the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao or BARM. How about our participants from Luzon? Okay. Our participants from Visayas. A big round of applause for all our partners and participants. This gathering is a true reflection of our shared commitment to strengthening partnerships in building a better Mindanao. As we gather here today, we are reminded that this forum is not only about plans and policies, but also about the hopes and dreams of the people of Mindanao. To commence this important event, let us first listen to the voices of Mindanaoans themselves, sharing their vision of what a better Mindanao means for them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's turn our attention to the screen for a better Mindanao video.
mga collective effort kay dili maging siya in vain. And I hope Mindanao Puhon would be better in a sense every children is empowered, no child is left behind. We care about our environment, we strive to empower others, and we can beautifully live with one another, empowering one another.
Ang atong panlantaw pagyud sa umaabot nga kapanahunan nga ang Mindanao mamahimong malangkubon nga mudawat sa tanang klase sa tao nga naa ang kalambuan dinhi sa atong lugar na ang panaghiusa ug atong yung makabot o nakabot ang tinuod nga kalinaw dinhi sa Mindanao.
Sana po ay magkaroon kami ng mas malawak pa na avenue, for example, export. Also, kung meron kaming mas magandang facilities in terms of manufacturing, kasi nga medyo mabigat, at saka mahal po yung pagpagawa ng production, at saka ng mga certification. Pagka may day, may ganun kasi kami certification day, malawak po yung magiging market namin. Sana maparami pa yung mga manufacturer na kagaya namin. May certificates, kaya ng youth day and other certification na kailangan po para maka-export po kami or magkaroon ng malawak na market.
When I hear the phrase or the sentence, building a better Mindanao, I see a vision where the LGBTQ plus people, like the members of this community, are free to express who they are and they are given rights like to everything. Like di sila gina-judge and everyone is like educated about them. Like everyone accepts us for who we are.
Building a better Mindanao is about working together. It is the collective effort to strengthen partnerships among government, communities, businesses, donor organizations, and civil society to turn our shared dreams into reality. It embodies the aspirations, hopes, and potentials of every Mindanaoan. When we talk about building a better Mindanao, we are not only speaking of infrastructure, educational reforms, or socio-economic programs. We are talking about unity, resilience, and opportunity in lifting families out of poverty, empowering our youth, protecting our environment, and sustaining the peace that we have all worked so hard to achieve. Together, we can build the Mindanao that our people deserve, one that is strong, inclusive, and forward-looking. As President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. aptly puts it, ang kinabukasan ng Mindanao ay kinabukasan ng bansa.
What a powerful video that was. The voice, as you've heard, captures the heart of Mindanao. As we continue with today's program, let us take this moment to officially set the direction of the Mindanao Development Forum 2025. To extend her welcome and share with us the significance of this gathering, we invite the Executive Director of the Mindanao Development Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Yusek Janet Lopez.
Maayong buntag sa tanan to our Honorable Secretary of the Mindanao Development Authority, Honorable Secretary Leo Tereso Magno, sir. Our Honorable Chief Minister of the BARM, we're very honored to have him here, Honorable Chief Minister Abdul Rauf Makakua. His Excellency, the Honorable Ambassador of EU to the Philippines, His Excellency Massimo Santoro. Good morning, Ambassador. To our diplomatic corps, let me mention our Consul General, Conjen Dedi Faisal from the Malaysian Consulate, Consul Nonita Supit of the Indonesian Consulate, Our Honorary Consul of Mexico, Maria Lourdes Monteverde. Doc, good morning. Our members of the Mindanao Development Authority Board of Directors, Congressman Maxi Rodriguez, he's here. Also our chairperson of the Congressional Committee on BIMP Iaga Affairs. Our private sector representative to the Minda Board, Ma'am Joji Ilagan Bian, she's here. SPDA Administrator, Sir Jerry Salapudin. From our local chief executives, more are still joining us this afternoon, but we are here graced with the presence of the Governor of Zamboanga del Sur, Governor Divina Yu. From our national line agencies, from the Department of Finance, Yusek Hoven Balbosa, morning. ASEC Mary Rose Villaflor of NAPSI. Mr. Andrew Jeffries, Country Director of the Asian Development Bank. Mr. Gonzalo Varela, Lead Economist of the World Bank team. Ms. Christina Rensman of the GIZ. Mr. Peter Hin, Principal Advisor to GIZ. And of course, the UNRC Coordinator, Ms. Tristan Brunette. Our partners and friends from the ODA community, from the others who are still joining us, private sector, cooperatives, youth sector, we have the academic sector joining us here. In fact, our students are also here. IP community, security, fellow workers in government, maayong buntag sa tanan. On behalf of the Minda Chair and the whole Minda family, it is an honor to welcome you once again to this year's Mindanao Development Forum. It's very good to see familiar faces once again, and our partners, we've been meeting each other on various fora and consultations around Mindanao, but this time we are gathered together in one place to once again share our insights and our visions for a better Mindanao. This year's forum is a testament to our enduring partnerships. This is co-supported and sponsored by the European Union, the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, the GIZ Philippines, the Asian Development Bank, the World Bank Philippines, and the United Nations Philippines. Your presence here affirms our collective commitment to building a better Mindanao. We are especially grateful for the presence of our local chief executives, our Mindanao lawmakers, civil society leaders, academe, and all representatives from the various industries and private sector. Your insights are much needed in ensuring that our output for this year's forum are responsive and aligned with our current realities. Over the next 2 days, we will explore themes that matter deeply to Mindanao: seamless connectivity, human capital, agro-industrial growth, ecosystems restoration, and resilient governance. But more than these technical discussions, every conversation today, whether it's in the plenary hall, in the breakout sessions, in the coffee area, or even in the simple hallway exchanges, we carry the potential to forge new partnerships for Mindanao's peace and development. So I urge everyone to take this opportunity to connect, to network, to collaborate, create partnerships, and may the agreements and discussions from this forum turn into policies and programs that will truly uplift the lives of every Mindanaoan and further strengthen Mindanao's role in nation building. Once again, daghang salamat sa inyong pag-abot o pag-anhi. We are looking forward for a very engaging and very fruitful forum ahead of us. Together, let us build a better Mindanao. Maayong buntag sa tanan.
Thank you very much, Yusek Lopez, for setting the tone for today's forum and reminding us that of our shared responsibility that we all carry in building a better Mindanao. To deepen this conversation, we now turn to voices from the ground, our partners who represent different sectors and communities. Their perspectives and experiences will highlight how development is truly felt in the lives of our people. Let us begin with the messages from our partners. Our first message comes from the cooperative sector. Mindanao's cooperatives have long been the backbone of Mindanao's economy, empowering farmers, producers, and small entrepreneurs to pool resources, access markets, and create better opportunities for their members. To share their voice, may we now hear from Ms. Lourdes Van Sinwick. A round of applause, please.
Our distinguished guests, partners, and fellow Mindanaoans, good morning to everyone. On behalf of Mr. Jose Romeo Ebron, the CEO of the Philippine Family Farmers, Agriculture, Fishery, Forestry Cooperative Federation, or AgriCo-PH, it is a privilege to represent our growing network of 84 members cooperatives nationwide in this vital gathering. AgriCoop is a national federation of agricultural cooperatives committed to empowering smallholder farmers, fishers, and producers across the country. Our mission is to build a resilient, inclusive, and sustainable food system by strengthening the capacity of our member cooperatives. We do this through collective marketing, value chain development, capacity building, and most importantly, by linking the grassroots producers to institutional markets, from hospitals and schools to LGUs and the national agencies. Our vision is clear: a future where Filipino farmers are competitive, connected, and thriving, no longer price takers but price makers, in a fair and inclusive economy. Today, I speak on behalf of Mindanao cooperatives, many of whom are members of AgriCo-PH. We are a backbone of agri-based economy, enabling small producers to work together so they can compete, survive, and succeed. Cooperatives are not just economic units. We are a social enterprises rooted in trust, solidarity, and shared prosperity. We are grateful that MDF 2025 has given us a space to raise our concerns and share our aspirations. The panel on From Farm to Global Market, Unlocking Mindanao's Agri-Industrial Potential is especially timely. For the cooperative sectors, this is where the real work begins. Mindanao farmers produce a world-class cacao, coffee, bananas, coconuts, and other high-value crops. Yet, many remain trapped poverty due to limited access to markets, technology, and financing. Cooperative help bridge this gap. We aggregate, produce, improve quality, and negotiate the better prices. But to truly reach institutional and global markets, we need a stronger value chains, post-harvest facilities, logistics, and infrastructure that meet the international standards. AgriCoop has been actively working to link our member cooperatives to institutional buyers, including hospitals, the jails, LGU, and the feeding program, ensuring that farmers have stable demand and fair prices. This partnership not only improve livelihood but also promote a local sourcing, the food safety, and community development. We call on government agencies, the donor institutions, and development partners to work with us, support the cooperatives in scaling up agri-industrialization, help us build capacity in processing, packaging, and innovation. When you invest in cooperatives, you invest in communities because every piso earned by a member goes back to the family, the barangay, and the local economy. Cooperatives are ready to be your partners in building a better Mindanao. With the right support, we can transform our farmers and producers into a competitive players in the institutional and global markets. And in doing so, we will uplift livelihoods, secure food system, and create jobs and prosperity for generations of Mindanao. Thank you, and we look forward to a meaningful and action-driven dialogue with you all.
Thank you, Ms. Van Steenwyk of Agri-Co-op PH. Indeed, the cooperative sector is proof that when people come together, they can achieve economic strength, resilience, and shared prosperity for Mindanao. Next, we turn to another key driver of Mindanao's economy, our women entrepreneurs. Women-owned enterprises, both small and large, not only provide livelihood, but also uplift families and communities. Representing this sector is Ms. Hannah Mamon, Chief Executive Officer of SG Farms in Region 12. Let's give her a warm round of applause, please.
Mabuhay and mayong buntag sa tanan. When we uplift MSMEs, we empower women. And when we empower women, we transform communities. Mayong buntag, honorable leaders, development partners, fellow MSMEs, and advocates of inclusive growth. I am Hannah Mamon, CEO of Delibites Concepts Corporation, and I am deeply honored to stand before you representing both the MSME sector and the women entrepreneurs who form the backbone of our communities in Mindanao. My entrepreneurial journey began with a simple idea. I want to honor my father as a farmer in South Cotabato because I want to change the idea that farmer should not be poor. I'm a working student and became an area manager of Jollibee. Becoming a mom of two became very hard for me as I was traveling in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao as an auditor of Jollibee. Because of my father's interest in farming, I saw how hard it is, ang life sa Osaka farmer. So I started developing a beverage using Mindanao fruits. So I combined durian, langka, guyabano as the primary ingredients of the smoothies that I created. And later, I realized that it is the guyabano that stand out from the rest. So as I grew the brand, Bear Fruit, we distributed seeds across South Cotabato, and that backyard fruit now became a plantation in South Cotabato. Now going 400, thank you. Now we are going to 400 stores way back 2020. I was so happy. We were awarded with inclusive growth by Department of Trade and Industry, by the Philippine Franchise Association. I was fulfilled as a woman then. But when pandemic came, nasirado tanan. I was left with 10 stores. And, you know, having the heart for farmers and having the heart for MSME, and as a woman entrepreneur, sensitive ta nga mga babae. I had my own share of depression and anxiety, and that came an opportunity for me to convert the Guyabano farm into a sustainable farm tourism today. You know, in South Cotabato and in our region, it's very hard, especially the tourism industry, as we have advisory, the red advisory in our area. But you know what kept me from going and pursuing this dream? Because when I realized this in 2020, the MSME, I realized when I look at the products, I gathered all the products, the local produce of South Cotabato, the Soxergen as a whole, akong gibutang sila sa mga pasalubong center, I realized there's so much need for them to be trained and to innovate and to improve that they won't settle that their product should only be at this area. They should dream that their products through digitalization and innovation to be in the national stage. And so I started to be involved in different forums, in different groups, to encourage the women. Why? Because ang more than 90% composed sa atong economy is MSME. And you know, we don't want the women nga ma-discourage. We want them to pursue their dreams. So today, our business grew from being in a franchising, gamay na lang nabilin after pandemic, we were now at 200 stores. But the farm tourism grow now from SG Farm, JM Shawarma, Mary Mango, Bear Fruit, now Euphoria Flower Farm, and Adventure Park, and employing 90% Laan community in Mount Matutom. And for me, as representative, the women entrepreneur and MSME in my region and the entire Mindanao, I would like to use my voice today to tell everybody the need for us to also focus ourselves and look at them in the perspective of helping the MSMEs and the women so that they won't continue to build their capacity in terms of our mentorship and digital tools. So we will be a global brand, even the small entrepreneurs in the barangays and in our communities. And with that, I believe that investing in MSME, especially led by women, is investing in families, uplifting rural communities, and securing Mindanao's sustainable future. And as a daughter of South Central Mindanao, I stand here to say that every small enterprise has the power to change lives, especially the farmers in our community. And the women entrepreneurs are ready to lead this transformation. Together, let us continue to build a Mindanao where no women entrepreneur is left behind and every MSME has a chance to thrive. Good morning and daghang salamat sa inyong tanan.
Thank you, Ms. Hannah. I agree with you that farmers need not be poor. Women entrepreneurs like you reminds us that empowering women means empowering families, communities, and the broader economy of Mindanao. Now we hear from the youth, the sector that carries Mindanao's future. Their voices reminds us the importance of investing in education, health, and opportunities so that they can take their rightful place in shaping tomorrow. To speak on behalf of the youth is Mr. Rafi Ormita, President of the Mindanao Youth Convergence. A round of applause, please.
Maadjong buntag, Fiu Flafus, maradyaw nga buntag, Buenos dias, magandang umaga, madayaw na buntag, good morning to our distinguished guests, partners, and my fellow proud Mindanaoan. I stand before you today not just as Rafi Ormita, President of Mindanao Youth Convergence, but as a voice of the millions of young people whose dreams, struggles, and hopes to shape the future of our beloved Mindanao. I carry their stories in my heart. I speak with one message. The youth are not the problem of today. We are the promise of the future. And the youth believes that the education and youth development are the two wings that will allow our generation to soar. Education gives us knowledge, skills, and confidence. Youth development opens for doors for opportunities, leadership, and nation building. Without this, our future is grounded. With them, our future takes flight. At this point, allow me to extend my most heartfelt gratitude to Minda, sir. Thank you for creating space where the youth are not only present, we are heard. We are here to represent not just our voice, but as the future of our beloved Mindanao. Thank you for championing youth development and empowerment. And across Mindanao, this is why I am very much grateful to Mindanao Development Forum to speak this year's forum carrying the theme Strengthening Partnership and Building a Better Mindanao. Building human capital and inclusive communities is not just a topic, it is a lifeline. For us in the youth sector, education and health are not luxuries. They are necessities. They are rights. This is why we call upon our government, our partner agencies, and our allies in education that reaches the vulnerable, build systems that empower young entrepreneurs, create health services that care. We are not waiting on the sidelines. We are eager to step in, to lead, to create, to dream, and to deliver. We are ready to prove that young people are not just beneficiaries of development. We are builders of development. To the leaders of Minda, your commitment to inclusivity is not only shaping our beloved Mindanao. I remember I am one of the hundreds of youth during the Mindanao Youth Convergence last year in Davao City. In MYC, we believe and we are aiming not to create more followers. We are here creating and shaping more leaders for the future of Mindanao. And looking forward, our MYC family is getting bigger. We'll be having this year another batch of Mindanao Youth Convergence happening in Cagayan de Oro City. Thank you so much, Minda, for once again giving this opportunity to the Mindanaoan youth. Another batch of young dreamers all across Mindanao to help us build the promise that Mindanao deserves. The Mindanao Youth Convergence 2025. Imagine hundreds of young leaders, innovators, dreamers, all gathered in one place and building bridges of peace and unity. That is the Mindanao youth spirit. Resilient, empowered, and unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, let me end this with the future of Mindanao is not a distant dream. It is already here. It is in the classrooms where a child learns to read. It is in the communities where young leaders rise. It is in the courage of every Mindanaoan youth who dares to hope. Again and again for Minda. To our partners, to everyone, continue to believe in us. Journey with us. Because when you empower the youth, you empower Mindanao. And when you empower Mindanao, you empower the nation. Let us work all together. Dahil ang mabigat ay gumagaan pag marami ang pumapasan. Padayon Minda, mabuhay ang kabataang Mindanawon. Maayong buntag og daghan kayong salamat kaninyong tanan.
Thank you, Sir Rafi. Truly, the youth are the promise of the future and the builders of development. Indeed, the energy, ideas, and courage of the youth are powerful forces in building a stronger and more resilient Mindanao. Lastly, we'll listen to the voices of our indigenous peoples. Their culture, traditions, and wisdom are an integral part of Mindanao's identity, and their participation is crucial to building a truly inclusive and sustainable future. Representing the Matigsalog Manobo tribe of Kitaw-Taw, Bukidnon, let us welcome by Mary Ann Lindongan, tribal leader. A warm round of applause, please.
Mayad ha masalom sa atong mga tinahod nga mga bisita, mga kauban sa buhat labi na gyud sa tanang Mindanaon nga anaa karon dinhi. Good morning to our guests, partners, Pilo Mindanao. I am Bai Mary Ann Lindungan of Matigsalog Manobo tribe from Kitaw-Taw, Bukidnon. I am happy to speak for our indigenous communities here at MDF 2025. Kaming mga matigsalog, mao ang mga tao sa daplin sa Salog River. Ang among yutang kabilin naglangkob og kapin 102,328.88 hektarya sa Bukidnon o sa kasikbit nga mga probensya. Anad kami sa pagpangayam, pagpuyo sa daplin sa suba, o ang mga ritual nga nagpasidungog sa among mga magbabaya, kayutaan, mga espiritu, o sa among mga katigulangan. Para kanamo, ang session nga from farm to global market, unlocking Mindanao agri-industrial potential, usa ka importante nga isgutanan karon sa MDF. Ang mga IP nagahatag og dakong contribution sa Mindanao, pinaagi sa mga tanom, tradisyon nga nakahibalo, talagsaong produkto o pagpanalipod sa biodiversity, apan ang among elhon nga daghan pa ang kinahanglang buhaton sama sa suporta sa infrastruktura, mas maayong akses sa merkado. Pagpanalipod sa yutang kabilin. Sa katungod sa mga IP aron masiguro ang patas o maluntarong pag-uswag. For our people, decision on from farm to global market, unlocking Mindanao's agri-industrial potential is a vital topic in this year, MDF. IP communities like ours contribute much to Mindanao through crops, traditional knowledge, unique product, and biodiversity. However, we also recognize that much still needs to be done, especially infrastructure, support better access to market, and to protect the protection of lands and indigenous people rights to ensure equitable and sustainable progress. Giawhag nako ang mga gobyerno, mga donor, pribado nga sektor, ug tanang kauban nga partner nga makig-uban kanamo, Tabangi kami sa pagtukod og mga kalsada, pagsuporta sa lumadnong kaagrikultura, paghatag og pagbansay og pagpanalipod sa among kultura og katungod sumala sa balaod. Aron ang tanang Mindanaon, apil na ang among mga igsuong lumad nga makahatag og contribution sa kalinaw, kalambuan o kaugmaon nga napasidungog sa tradisyon o kalambuan. I am appealing to the government, donors, private sector, and all partners to work with us and help us build roads, support indigenous agriculture products, and provide training and safeguard our culture, protect our rights, so that every Mindanaoan, including our indigenous sisters and brothers, can contribute to peace, growth, and future that honors both tradition and progress. Thank you. Madakol ha salamat.
Thank you. By Mary Ann, we recognize the IP's huge contribution to Mindanao. The voices of our indigenous peoples reminds us that Mindanao's progress must always honor its roots, protecting heritage while shaping a future that benefits every community. Thank you to all our sectoral partners for those heartfelt and powerful messages. From the cooperatives, women entrepreneurs, youth, and indigenous peoples, we are reminded that development is most meaningful when it is inclusive, when every voice is heard and every community is part of the journey. Let us carry their hopes and challenges with us throughout today's discussions and ensure that the MDF 2025 continues to be a platform where partnerships translate into real progress for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, our journey of building a better Mindanao is strengthened not only by local collaboration, but also by the steadfast support of our international partners. The European Union has long been a valued ally in advancing peace, sustainable development, and inclusive growth across Mindanao. It is our honor to hear a message of support from the Ambassador of the European Union to the Philippines, His Excellency Massimo Santoro.
Thanks a lot. I would like firstly to acknowledge Secretary Leo Magno, Chairperson of the Mindanao Development Authority, MINDA. Of course, BARM Interim Chief Minister Makakua, Under Secretary Janet Lopez, from Executive Director from MINDA, Under Secretary Joven Balboza of Department of Finance, representatives of local authorities, representatives of the diplomatic corps, development partners, civil society and private sector, friends from the media, colleagues, friends, and of course, dear Mindanaoans. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat, or better said here, mayong adlaw sa inyong tanan. Good morning. It is my privilege to join. It is the first time I'm joining the Mindanao Development Forum with this very, not only nice, but also very clear title, Building Better Mindanao, a creational secretary. It's a very smart creation, dear secretary. And it's an honor for me to provide this message of support. I would like very much to congratulate the Mindanao Development Authority for the organization of such an important event, from bringing all of us together here in Davao. This forum underscores the Philippines government continuous commitment and engagement in strategic partnership for inclusive development, for sustainable peace and prosperity in Mindanao. Indeed, I am, as you know, a firm believer that we can only achieve development, peace, and prosperity through genuine dialogue and cooperative action from a multitude of stakeholders, like it is the case today. The European Union, like many of our fellow partners here in this big, large room, is a long-standing partner supporting peace and development in Mindanao. It's for many, many years that we are here, and we are happy to stay here. Our support to the region is fully in line with the Philippine Development Plan and Bangsamoro Development Plan, and we are regularly in contact with our counterparts in Minda, OPAPRU, BARM authorities. It's a constant dialogue we have. We are also reaching out to local communities and stakeholders, and we have built a very good relationship with local government units. In the last years, we have increased our efforts in order to include the private sector in more meaningful ways. Promoting investment and trade is a key requirement for economic growth and for the creation of jobs. I'm very happy to see that the private sector representatives are here in the program and here in the room. I often say that it's business and private sector involvement which is the element for ensuring sustainability to our common action, including when it is about development assistance. Even more than that, the Mindanao Development Forum provides an excellent opportunity to all of us, representatives from the national and local government, development partners, civil society, private sector, and of course, donors and international community, to come together to reflect on how to better support the efforts for a peaceful and prosperous Mindanao. The previous messages from representatives of civil society, cooperatives, youth, and of course indigenous peoples, communities speak to our heart. I cannot but just echo these messages before. Events like this forum help us in bridging the gap between policy making and grassroots realities, ensuring that our partnership is rooted in a genuine empathy, shared experiences, and a common understanding for the Philippines' vision for the Mindanao of tomorrow and for the Mindanaoans. I would like to once again express my congratulations to Minda for the organization of this event, my appreciation for the work of all the participants present today. Engaging in this forum today, I really hope that we will further strengthen our cooperation in very concrete ways. The groundwork has been laid down in Mindanao by local communities, government officials, business executives, women, indigenous peoples, children, youth, complemented by development partners like us, the European Union, because all of us have a stake in the peace and development. Please rest assured that the European Union is and will continue being on your side, will continue being committed to peace building and to supporting these joint efforts. We'll be continuing supporting peace building, human rights, democracy, rule of law, prosperity, as a partner of Mindanao and of the Philippines. The next 2 days, the program speaks by itself, will be full of technical and enriching discussions. I hope that these discussions not only will take place here today, but will also be translated into concrete actions. As I must say, it is always the case. It is a privilege for me. I've been already in this first year of my assignment here a few times to Mindanao, and it's a great privilege for me to regularly witness concrete, full, correct, appreciated implementation of our assistance and our cooperation here. The people of Mindanao and the whole of Philippines deserve definitely this, nothing less but a coordinated action towards our and your common future. Again, maraming salamat, and let's make the best of these next 2 days. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your inspiring words and for reaffirming the European Union's commitment to Mindanao's growth and progress. Your support reminds us that the vision of a better Mindanao is not ours alone, but is shared by friends and partners across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move forward, let us take a moment to look back. Last year's MDF brought together leaders, communities, and partners in shaping the path toward peace, growth, and resilience. The MDF 2024 highlighted the milestones we achieved together and the shared determination to move Mindanao forward. This year's gathering builds on that foundation, which stronger, inclusive, and more forward-looking, to remind us of where we've come from and inspire us as we chart our way ahead. Let us watch the highlights of MDF 2024.
Our Mindanao truly is a land of beauty and bounty, with so much potentials awaiting to be tapped to further sustain this island development.
I extend my most heartfelt greetings to the organizers and participants of the Mindanao 2024, testament to our shared commitment to realizing the vast potential of your island. May this gathering lead to solutions that will nurture peace, empower people, and foster partnerships for the greater advancement of Mindanao and the whole country.
We believe that for poverty reduction efforts to be sustained over time, people must be at the heart of our development process. This means we consistently place human capital and skills development at the center of our economic and development goals. That is why the first item of the Mindanao Agenda 2023 to 2028 is dedicated for the development of people's well-being. Let us dream together, and hope together for a better country, for a better Mindanao, for a better place where we live. Maraming salamat, terima kasih, syukran, mabuhay ho kayong lahat. Kaya nga tayo nandito ngayon. That is why we have this gathering. That is why we are here for this two-day Mindanao Development Forum, to foster partnerships, to create partnerships, to nurture the old ones and hope, with a hope that we create new ones. There are more needs in a developing area like Mindanao. There will be more needs that will come in the coming days, months, and years. We will need more friendships. We will need more partnerships with everyone here.
Indeed, last year's MDF set the stage for today's renewed commitment and bold new steps. As we have seen in those highlights, every stride we take together brings us closer to a better, stronger, and a more united Mindanao. This year, we continue that journey with greater purpose and vision. Those highlights reminds us that the MDF is not just a gathering, but a living commitment to building a better Mindanao, today as we take that vision forward, it is only fitting that we hear from the institution leading this collective effort. To deliver the keynote message and officially set the direction of this year's Mindanao Development Forum, may we call on the chairperson of the Mindanao Development Authority, Secretary Leo Tereso Magno.
Maraming salamat. Please take your seats. To everyone present here this morning in this gathering of Mindanaoans and Mindanaoan leaders, I would like to mention, of course, His Excellency Massimo Santoro, Ambassador of the European Union. Sir, thank you. Thank you for your encouraging words and your promise that you will you will always look back and help us in whatever we deem is necessary and whatever we request for the good and the development of Mindanao. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Consul General Dedi Faisal, the Malaysian Consul. Your Excellency, I would like to acknowledge, of course, Consul Nonita Supit of the Indonesian Consulate. Hi, ma'am. Good morning. The Consul General of Japan in Davao, Hirotaka Ono. Sir. The members of the Mindanao Development Authority Board, also an active leader in the business community, not only of Mindanao but of the Philippines. Ms. Georgie Laganbian, ma'am, please stand to be acknowledged. Member of the Mindanao Development Board, now currently the administrator of the Southern Philippines Development Authority, a leader in Mindanao, one who has fought and lived a life of defending Mindanao for many decades. I would like to acknowledge former Congressman, Administrator Jerry Salapudin of the SPDA. To all of you who are here today from the members of the local government units, Ma'am Divina, Governor Divina Yu of Zamboanga, please stand to be acknowledged. Of course, an advocate and of course a fighter for us in Congress, one who matagal ko na pong kaibigan at pinaglalaban niya ngayon ang ating pinaglalaban na budget for Mindanao. Congressman Maxi Rodriguez, Chairman of the Committee on Bimpiaga, House of Representatives. And of course, a good friend too. She never fails to assist us and guides Minda. Pinapagalitan kaming madalas kung hindi tama ang aming ginagawa. Dahil matagal na rin niyang advokasya ang pagtulong sa Mindanao. Governor Lala Talino Mendoza, Gov of the province of Cotabato. And of course, our development partner, one who has been is trying to change the chart, and make changes in the BARM. Isang taong nagdadala ngayon ng development efforts and who's been opening our eyes in the beauty and the investment possibilities of the Bangsamoro, of the BARM, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region for Muslim Mindanao, the very active, energetic, and one who has been dreaming of peace and development for BARM and the whole of Mindanao, my good friend, Chief Minister Abdurauf Makakua. Sa lahat ng mga iba't ibang kasama ko sa iba't ibang ahensya, the national government agencies, and of course we would like to acknowledge our ODA partners, Andrew Jeffries, Country Director of ADB, Mr. Gonzalo Varela, Lead Economist of the World Bank, sir, UN Representative Tristan Burnett, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed partners in progress, and to all the national government agencies present here, development partners, people from the private sector, leaders in your own industries, ladies and gentlemen, partners again in progress, maayong buntag sa inyong tanan. At the outset, of course, I'd like to thank our partners for this forum, for this year's MDF, the European Union. Please, a round of applause for the European Union, the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, the BMZ, with support, of course, from GIZ, Philippines, the Asian Development Bank, World Bank Philippines, and the United Nations Philippines. To all of those that I did not recognize, my apologies. But I know and you know that you are here with the same purpose. Of those that I acknowledge, the same purpose that we in the Mindanao Development Authority are espousing. Thank you for your relentless support for this annual forum, and more importantly, thank you for your trust in Mindanao's development potentials. You have all made this MDF 2025 a huge success. The Mindanao Development Forum 2024 stood as a milestone event, affirming Mindanao's central place in the national and regional development agendas. The MDF produced tangible outcomes, directly advancing the shared vision of our people, our planet, for peace and prosperity in Mindanao. The MDF 2024 also catalyzed the expansion of ODA initiatives to new sectors and focus areas critical to Mindanao's inclusive development. And notably, our programs now increasingly support the IPs, rural communities, and other vulnerable sectors that historically have been underserved. This broadening of scope ensures that development benefits reach those at the periphery of progress. This morning, I have the honor to present to you a glimpse of a better Mindanao, a story of resilience, a story of transformation, and a story of growth. No less than President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has highlighted the role of Mindanao's role in the national progress. In fact, Mindanao has consistently grown faster than Luzon over the past 2 decades. From 2000 to 2024, our annual growth reached 5.5%. This is proof of the dynamism of our people and the strength of regional communities. In 2023 to 2024, the six Mindanao regions posted growth rates exceeding the national average, with regions 10, 11, 13 leading the charge. This is reflected in the improving investment climate in Mindanao, which tells a compelling narrative of recovery and resilience. And following a decline in the early 2000s, the share of investment in regional expenditure rebounded between 2010 to 2023, stabilizing at 24%. This signals renewed confidence in Mindanao's future. This momentum is further reinforced by national policy reforms, most notably President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s enactment of the Create More Act. The law empowers regions like Mindanao to attract high-quality, long-term investments and lays the groundwork for inclusive and innovation-led growth. As a result, we are now witnessing a profound structural shift. Service now drives more than half of Mindanao's output, with industry expanding rapidly and contributing to a more diversified economic base. Yet, at the heart of this transformation still lies agriculture, enabling growth across the value chain. Mindanao's agricultural strength continues to anchor food systems, logistics, and even retail services, supplying over 40% of the nation's food requirements and catalyzing employment in allied industries. And as productivity improves, agriculture also fuels the rise of food processing, agritourism, and digital platforms that connect producers to consumers. This synergy between primary production and service is not only enhancing food security, but also generating inclusive growth across regions. Next, poverty in Mindanao is declining at an unprecedented pace. Between 2018 to 2023, the region recorded the sharpest reduction in poverty nationwide, with incidents falling by nearly 7 percentage points. This progress is underpinned by a shift toward wage employment beyond agriculture and the expansion of enterprise income. Regions such as Barm, Caraga, Soc-Sargen, the province of Cotabato exemplify the power of inclusive growth, demonstrating that economic opportunity can and must reach even the most underserved communities. And true to this commitment, I am pleased to share that on April 11, 2025, the Mindanao Development Authority achieved a historic milestone for the Philippines by securing the country's first ever project financed by the Adaptation Fund. This $10 million initiative will support a water energy nexus project in Tawi-Tawi aimed at improving climate resilience in vulnerable communities. The project focuses on strengthening access to clean water and renewable energy while also supporting local livelihoods and sustainable resource management. It sets a national precedent for climate-smart development and highlights Mindanao's leadership in advancing inclusive and resilient solutions for the future. Connectivity continues to improve under the national government's Build Better program. As inter-island transport costs decline, firms are scaling up, and infrastructure investments from strategic road networks to modernize rural projects are unlocking new markets and generating quality employment. Emerging industries such as construction, manufacturing, information and communication, and real estate are expanding rapidly, offering new opportunities for inclusive growth. But after all of these things, beyond these economic gains lies a stronger foundation for development: peace. Mindanao has been insurgency-free for more than 3 years now, and this is a result of sustained peace-building efforts, inclusive governance, and the courage of communities to choose progress over division. We are finally at the right time and at the right place of history. We no longer, as I always say, and everywhere that I go to talk about Mindanao, we no longer need to debate on what comes first, peace or development. Mindanao, once called the land of promise, is now becoming a land of fulfilled promises. A region once defined by its contradictions is now shaping a future defined by resilience, inclusion, and of course, shared desire for prosperity. Looking ahead, the national growth trajectory remains robust, with projections averaging 5.4 in the coming years, and hopefully poverty expected to fall to 12% by 2027. Mindanao is well positioned to be a central driver of this progress. With sustained reforms, targeted investment, and empowered local communities, we have the opportunity to close regional disparities and build a future that is not only economically vibrant, but a future that is socially just. A critical enabler of transformation is digital innovation. The recent GovTech Mindanao Summit, co-organized by the Mindanao Development Authority alongside national agencies and startup advocates, has shown that Mindanao is ready for tech-driven solutions for governance, disaster resilience, smart cities, and public health. Earlier, we heard from various sectoral representatives of their vision for a better Mindanao, from the youth, from the IPs, from the co-op, and the other sectors involved and participative of the growth of Mindanao. Rest assured of our continuous support at the Mindanao Development Authority. Many of you here have also interacted with and have listened to stories of various sectors through the programs that you have implemented across the region. Their voices and the voices of everyone across Mindanao serves as our anchor and inspiration in every initiative that we pursue and in every resource that we mobilize. All these economic data presented should translate to fulfilling the multi-sectoral and intergenerational aspirations of Mindanao. But of course, at the end, we would like to say Minda, or the government cannot and will never be able to do this alone. The next 2 days will be our avenue for celebrating the gains of our respective programs that contribute to a better Mindanao. This is also a time to align the priorities of government and the donor community and to bridge gaps, harmonize efforts, and ensure that our resources are directed where they are needed most. And before I end, I would just like to say this once again. It is always a topic, and when you talk about Mindanao, we talk about a place that is very blessed with natural and vast resources, a rich cultural heritage, and a place of resilient people. People who have been long wanting, long needing, and long praying for the development that it deserves. But the reason why we are here today, this morning, is that we know, we feel, and we know it by heart. Us 27 million Mindanaoans know this, that our true strength lies with our partnerships. Our true strength lies with friendship with people like you who are here today, sharing our dreams, sharing our aspirations to have a better way of living here in the land that we call Mindanao. I look forward to meaningful exchanges and enduring relationships that will emerge from this forum. So once again, to all of you here today, maraming salamat. Mabuhay kayo. Mabuhay ang Mindanao sa bagong Pilipinas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Secretary Magno, for your very inspiring message and for setting the directives for MDF 2025. Your words have given us not only a clear vision, but also a renewed sense of purpose as we work together to realize a stronger, more resilient, and more united Mindanao. Before I proceed, let me recognize again our staunch partners who really took time to be with us today and grace our event. Consul General Dedi Faisal of Malaysian Consulate, Consul Nanita Supit of Indonesian Consulate, Hirotaka Ono of the Consul General of Japan in Davao, Maria Lourdes Monteverde, Honorary Consul of Mexico, the Honorable Maxi Rodriguez, Chairman of the Committee on Bimpiaga House of Representatives, Chief Minister Abdul Rauf Makakua of BARM, Ms. Georgie Ilagan Bian, the Minda Board Member and PCCCI Mindanao, Honorable Abdulgani Salapudin, Administrator of the SPDA, Governor Lala Talino Mendoza, Governor of the Province of Cotabato, Governor Divina Yu, Governor Province of Zamboanga del Sur, USAC Joven Balbosa, USAC International Finance Group, Department of Finance, ASEC Mary Rose Villaflor of the NAPC, ASEC Romel Antonio Cuenca of CCC, Mr. Andrew Jeffries, the Country Director of Asian Development Bank, Izuka Irie, Country Officer of JICA, Mr. Gonzalo Varela, Lead Economist of World Bank, Mr. Tristan Burnett, UN Representative, Ms. Christina Ransman, GIZ, Mr. Peter Hin, Principal Advisor of GIZ, our partners and friends from the ODA community, private sector, cooperatives, youth sector, IP community, security, and fellow workers in the government, thank you very much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a very special part of our program, which is the launch of the Building a Better Mindanao, or BBM program. This program is anchored on the 10 Mindanao Agenda, which reflects the collective aspirations of Mindanaoans for peace, progress, and unity. To further deepen our appreciation of the Building a Better Mindanao program, let us take a look at the short video that captures its vision, priorities, and the shared commitment behind its creation. Please direct your attention to the screen.
Strategic leadership and partnerships have been the cornerstones of Minda's pursuit for progress. Together, we have written a new Mindanao story that highlights the region's robust economy and resilience amidst change. The next 15 years will focus on sustaining these development gains while ensuring a future-ready Mindanao marked by disaster resilience and peaceful communities. Climate-smart agriculture and food security.
One of the main drivers of our push for growth and employment will be in the agricultural sector.
Inclusive economic growth. Innovation-driven development. Join us as we continue to build a better future for the next generation, ensuring they inherit a Mindanao brimming with opportunities and hope. Together, we will build a better Mindanao.
We would also like to acknowledge Attorney Raisa Jajuri, the Minister of Ministry of Social Services and Development, or MSSD BARM. The Building a Better Mindanao program reflects the hopes and aspirations of every Mindanaoan, anchored on the 10 Mindanao Agenda. With this as our guide, we move forward stronger, more connected, and determined to shape a brighter future for Mindanao. To symbolize this, we will be building the BBM program logo piece by piece. Each part represents one of the 10 Mindanao Agenda. And as we call on our partners to place their piece, it shows that building a better Mindanao is not the work of one, but the shared responsibility of many. Together, let us watch as the logo comes to life just as we work together to make the vision of a better, stronger, and united Mindanao a reality. Let us now begin with the very first piece of our BBM program logo. May we invite Mr. Rafi Ormita to come forward and place the piece that represents Mindanao Agenda 1, People's Well-Being. This agenda speaks of human development and the overall well-being of all Mindanaoans, marked by good health, ample education, and strong social cohesion. Please join us as we place this cornerstone for Mindanao's future. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our first piece being laid out. Please give Mr. Ormita a round of applause. May we request Mr. Ormita to just stay on stage? Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next piece of our logo, may we now invite by Mary Ann Alindogan to come forward and lay the piece that represents Mindanao Agenda 2, Food, Water, Energy. This agenda highlights the secure and balanced interdependency of food, water, and energy as the pillars of Mindanao's sustainable development. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our second building block is now in place. Please give Bai Marian a warm round of applause. And now, let us place the third piece of our logo. We call on Yusek Joven Balbosa of the Department of Finance to lay the piece that represents Mindanao Agenda 3, a robust, unified, and integrated Mindanao economy, one that ensures equitable benefits for all Mindanaoans. Now the third place has found its place in our logo. Let's show our appreciation with a warm round of applause for Yusek Joven Balbosa. As each piece is placed, we see how the BBM program logo slowly takes shape. It is a powerful reminder that just like this logo, our vision for Mindanao can only be built together, piece by piece, partnership by partnership. May we now call on Congressman Maximo Rodriguez Jr., Chairperson of the Special Committee on Iaga Affairs and a member of the Minda Board, to lay down the fourth piece of our Building a Better Mindanao program logo, which is Mindanao Agenda Forum, International Partnerships and BIM Iaga. The fourth piece has been placed, completing another step in building our logo. Please give Congressman Maximo Rodriguez Jr. again a warm round of applause. May we now invite Mr. Andrew Jeffries, Country Director of the Asian Development Bank, to lay down the fifth piece of our BBM program logo representing Mindanao Agenda 5, Connectivity. This agenda advances Mindanao's integration by strengthening linkages and improving connectivity across the island and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, our fifth piece is now carefully set, bringing us closer to completing our BBM program logo. Let us all give Mr. Andrew Jeffries, Country Director of ADB, a big round of applause. May we now invite Honorable Abdul Ghani Jerry Salapudin, SPDA Administrator, to place the sixth piece of our Building a Better Mindanao program logo, symbolizing Mindanao Agenda 6, Digital Innovation. This agenda calls for accelerating Mindanao's digital transformation through advanced infrastructure and an inclusive, globally connected innovation ecosystem. And now our sixth place is in peace. Please join me in giving the Honorable Salapudin a round of applause again. We are now halfway through building the logo, and as you can see, the BBM program's identity is becoming clearer. This symbolizes how every agenda contributes to a bigger, united vision for Mindanao's progress. May we now invite Ms. Christina Rensman, GIZ Philippines Cluster Coordinator, to place the seventh piece of our Building a Better Mindanao program logo, symbolizing Agenda 7, Ecological Integrity. This agenda calls on us to ensure environmental sustainability by balancing ecological integrity with economic development so that Mindanao's growth does not come at the expense of its natural wealth. The seventh building block has now been laid. Please give Ms. Christina Rensman a warm round of applause, please. Now we invite Ms. Tristan Burnett, UN Philippines Resident Coordinator ad interim and IOM Chief, to join us in laying down the piece for Mindanao Agenda 8, Preparedness and Resiliency. This agenda highlights our collective commitment to building a culture of disaster preparedness and climate resilience in Mindanao. Our eighth piece is now in position, moving us further along in the symbolic buildup of the BBM program logo. Please give Ms. Tristan Burnett a warm round of applause, please. Up next, we call on the Honorable Abdul Rauf Makakua, Chief Minister of BARM, to place the piece for Mindanao Agenda 9, Peace, Governance, and Institutions. This agenda sustains the momentum toward a durable peace and strengthens the enabling environment for distinctive and responsive governance in Mindanao. And with this, another vital part of the BBM program logo has been laid. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Honorable Makakua a big round of applause. As you can see, with each agenda we are putting in place, the BBM program logo grows more meaningful. Every piece symbolizes a collective commitment, just like how every partner and institution here contributes to building a better Mindanao. May we now call on His Excellency Massimo Santoro, Ambassador of the European Union, to place a piece for Mindanao Agenda 10, Enabling Conditions. This agenda supports priority actions through the adoption of policy and legislative measures that create the environment for lasting development in Mindanao. With the 10th building block placed, we now have all the Mindanao agenda forming the pillars of the BBM program logo. Please join me in giving Ambassador Santoro a big round of applause. With all 10 agendas now in place, we see how each one connects to form a bigger picture. It is a vision of a stronger, more united Mindanao. However, our logo is not yet complete, because what comes next ties it all together, which are the very heart of our program. The letters BBM, representing the Building a Better Mindanao. Now that we have laid out the 10 Mindanao agendas, it is time to unveil the very name of our program. May we call on Ms. Georgie Ilagan Bian, Private Sector Representative of the Minda Board, and also Ms. Hannah Mamon, Chief Executive Officer of Delibites Concept Corporation, to place the first letter B. This letter represents building, which is the shared effort of Mindanaoans in laying a solid foundation for our region's future. Now, our first letter B is set in place, which stands for building, the first step towards shaping a better Mindanao. Please give Ms. Georgie Ilagan Bian and Ms. Hannah Mamon a big hand. Next, we invite Governor Lala Talino Mendoza of the province of Cotabato and Governor Davina Yu of Zamboanga del Sur to place the second letter B. This second B stands for better. This is the continuing pursuit of progress, growth, and improvement in every aspect of life across Mindanao. It reminds us that no matter the challenges we face, we can always strive for better education, better health, better livelihoods, and better opportunities for all Mindanaoans. Our second letter B has been placed, symbolizing better, the constant pursuit of progress and growth for Mindanao. A warm round of applause, please, for Governor Talino Mendoza and Governor Yu. Just one more piece to go, and we will complete the BBM program logo. This process reflects what we are doing here today, which is combining efforts, bridging sectors, and working together to complete the picture of a stronger, better Mindanao. Finally, to complete the logo, may we call on Minda Chairperson Secretary Leo Tereso Magno to place the letter M. This M signifies Mindanao, the very heart of our program and the home we are all working together to strengthen. The M stands for Mindanao, our beloved home, rich in culture, resources, and spirit. It symbolizes the heart of this program and the reason we are all here today, to build a stronger, more united, and more prosperous Mindanao. Finally, our letter M is now in position representing Mindanao. Let us give one more resounding round of applause as we proudly present the symbol of our collective aspiration and commitments, the BBM program logo. At this point, we are already doing our photo session with all those who took part in building this logo. Okay? May we also request everyone to please stand so that all of us will be joining in the photo opportunity. And may we request our photographers to please go to the back so that you can all take photos of everyone here in this venue. All right. Smile for our photographers, everyone. The complete logo is more than just a symbol. Each piece we place represents a Mindanao agenda, and each letter, the BBM, carries our collective vision for a brighter tomorrow. Together they form a powerful reminder that Mindanao's future will not be built by one person or one institution alone, but by all of us working hand in hand. All right, thank you very much, everyone. You may take your seats. As the logo now stands whole and proud, let it inspire us to continue pursuing progress, unity, and resilience for every Mindanaoan. This is not just the unveiling of a logo, but the beginning of a renewed commitment to building a better Mindanao.
A huge thanks to our host, Ms. Iris May Ferraris, for gracefully guiding us through today's program and keeping the energy alive. Let's give her a warm round of applause, please. At this point, we'll now take a short 5-minute break as we prepare for our second plenary session. Please stay with us as we go deeper into the pressing issues and opportunities for Mindanao's development.